Yada! Wait. He makes us sleep. Hold on. Okay, hi! Hello, everybody. Good evening. So much for tuning in today. How's everyone? Hi, Jojo. Oh my gosh, it's been a while. How are you? Nice to see you. Today is a very special stream where Hime will be showing her baby pictures. I know it's been a highly anticipated one. I haven't been able to do it because, yeah, baby pictures. You're gonna see pictures of me as a baby, not my child. Not my child. Me as a baby. Yes. Okay. Alright. My eyes so itchy. Hime's eyes itching. Oh my god. Guys, I'm kind of excited for stream to be over. You know why? Because I really want to play Monster Hunter Wilds, and I've been stuck on the character creation menu for the past like 6 hours because I have been out the entire day. In fact, even more than 6 hours. I've been out since about 12 p.m. So I have been I put my computer to sleep, and it's just been there like that for the past couple of hours. She's still in the works. Okay, she has her hair tied up because I'm not really satisfied with how she looks at the moment. But I mean, she's kind of cute. Yeah, don't get me wrong. She's like standard pretty Asian girl, but I kind of want to make her look more like Hime. I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna do this probably afterwards. Oh, we can save designs. Okay, we'll save a design, yeah, and then you should got them puckered lips. She's so cute. I haven't even gotten to the cat yet. So this is going to take us a while. No. Yeah, this is going to take us a while. But anyway, make the longest character creation screen. Nar. Okay. So let me just get my baby photo ready. I feel like this hair will be probably. Yeah, okay. Sure. Let's see. I know. Okay, so before we go on, so I have to open tab with. I have to open 2 tabs actually. I just went for karaoke with friends. It was great. Slides. Slides. Yes, of course. Of course there's slides. Okay. The stream. Giving... Really? Okay. Let me just... For my stream well so that I can picture it as we... I'm also kind of testing to see if Monhan Wilds will work while we're streaming here. Okay, so there are just 9 pages, not a lot today. Oh, Yvonne, thank you so much for being first. Yes. There will be a recorded segment to today's stream, which is the last part, which is 10 things that I have learned or am learning about life. Oh, I'm so sorry, Yvonne. You can't really see, but it does say Yvonne Eclipse first over here. Maybe it'll be more prominent later on. Okay. Mute my background music. Unless do we want to do like Animal Crossing or something? I feel like Animal Crossing is apt for a cute little stream. Let's do Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing. There we go. What do we think? Is it okay? Is the volume alright? Alright, you guys can't really see this picture. I'm a bit too big here. Not just because I was a fat baby, but because my model is a bit too big. Ah, seem to have forgotten to click out of lurking as well. Okay! So, today we're having this. Oh wait, okay, I had proper ones for the stream. Okay. Hi Theo, welcome in. PowerPoint presentation of the baby pigs going hard. Yeah. So I'm going to be showing you guys some of my baby pictures today. She was quite cute, even if I do say so myself. Oh, I think my CPU got over. One moment. Okay. Monster Hunter Wilds crashed. Uh-oh. It crashed all in the background. Ruh-roh. I think all my stuff crashed. No, it was me, guys. Oh no, it's so Jover. I think what we're learning is Hime might not be able to stream Monster Hunter Wilds at full capacity, guys. Alright, when this happens, I have to restart most of my app stuff. But what I can do is play music still. Let me try to get, okay, I have to restart Vtuber Studio for the most part. Okay, my CPU got overloaded. Oh man. My CPU got overloaded and everything crashed. Please give me a moment to restart them. Anything connected to stream just dies. But don't worry, we'll be back up in a moment. I just can't have Monhan playing in the back. Oh yeah, it's the English version. I didn't notice. Okay, matete. We are restarting. Sorry about that. Well, good thing we didn't hit record yet, right? I might have to turn off all these things. Babu Hime, yes! It's me as a baby. It's me as a babu. Okay, we're back. But we are back. However, me is getting my music back up. Hey, my music is. That's weird. Uh-oh. Stream already bugging? Yeah, what's going on? Okay, I fixed it. I had to reroute the audio. Okay. It seems that we're fine now. Yeah, we're doing our baby picture stream. But no, not Monster Hunter because Monster Hunter crashed my stream. Oh god. Ah! Okay. So, this is baby Hime. This is the first picture and the preview that I gave you guys. And how's the volume? Is everything good? I'm gonna be talking about a few things tonight for the 2 hours that we're streaming. This was a birthday sub goal that I had yet to fulfill because for some reason something else urgent always came up instead of me doing this. So I ended up having to postpone the stream a number of times. But just yesterday, I was visiting Mama and Papa Toki because it was Bro Toki's birthday, my youngest brother, who you'll also see in the slideshow. And I went through some of our family albums and found some extra pictures. So it was a blessing in disguise where I got to pick some more baby pictures for you before the stream. I already had a number, but this one really double, tripled the number of baby pictures I had to show. So yeah, it was a good thing that it was postponed a little bit. So we're going to be talking about Mama and Papa Toki, how they met, how my parents got together, what I did not anticipate as a little babu, my childhood, and then I'll show you the photo album of. There will be 3 pages, and I'll have a short heart-to-heart. The heart-to-heart part is the 10 things that I'm learning about life, which is also going to be the YouTube recorded segment. So you guys better behave, okay? During that segment, I'll be turning off the Nico Nico overlay, and I'll mostly be yapping to myself, but I'll try to reply to chat when I can. Okay, Are we ready? Yeah, this is arguably one of the more unglamorous pictures. I have a lot of cuter ones, I promise. This just happens to be the funniest looking one. Now, funny story. When I posted this on Twitter and on Instagram, I had people asking me in DMs, "You are pregnant? You have a baby?" And I was like, "No, that's me as a child." But then I reread it as Baby Hime's journey and heart to heart, and I can see where I can see where the miscommunication has come, and the misinterpretation of it all stems. But congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, I was born and raised, and I am now well enough to talk to you guys. Congratulations on surviving. But yeah, it is a new month, and our leaderboard has also reset for Twitch. So if you want to be the first on the leaderboard and have some bragging rights, this is your day to bits or subs or whatever else. Yeah, I'm gonna eat dinner. Be right back. Okay, no problem. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Okay. Now, first up, we have Mama and Papa Toki. They actually met in primary school or elementary school, if you're studying that system. If you were to rearrange, it would have been more confusing. First and second was some kind of Hime Dynasty has started. Then I read it again. I was like, oh, that's you. Yeah, that's me. I hope you survived the terrible twos. So yeah, my parents were childhood lovers. Well, it's more like they never. The thing is, when they were dating in secondary school, they were already 17. Why? Because they stayed back in primary school. So as I was talking about, I basically talked about this in a previous stream where my mom and dad were born in the time where Singapore was doing a transition from different multilingual languages schools to English transition, like instructional language. So everything was going to be taught in English instead. So they had a hard time transitioning over, and they were a bit slower, so they did stay back in primary school for about 2 years. So they were in primary 7, and no, they were in primary 8, but before they could have graduated. They were older than all their peers. In Singapore, usually by primary 6 you will move up to secondary school, but back then it was a little bit different, and they allowed kids to stay back if they needed it because of the transition. So my parents stayed back for 2 years together, and they didn't have tuition or anything. My mom came from a sort of wealthier background, where my grandpa, from her side, my maternal grandpa, was a rich bodybuilding jeweler who also was a durian seller. He was like an overall businessman, making them big bucks, but also a bit of a womanizer. So he had a wife in Singapore, he had a wife in Thailand, he had another girlfriend in China, another one in Malaysia, like all over the place. He just had girlfriends everywhere. And the only family that he ended up being in touch with in his old age is, of course, our side in Singapore. So I don't know if he left any other children in the other countries, but I wouldn't know about it. Apparently, he was also in China during Tiananmen, like when the whole incident took place. So he couldn't come back to Singapore. So he was away for about 4 months, away from my mom and her brothers and wife, because he was just stuck in China. He couldn't come back. So anyway, funny family tree stuff, right? My mom was also adopted, but not really. I don't know how to say this, but according to her and according to my aunties and uncles, back then, if you had one too many kids, it was a common thing to give your children away for money. So my mom's biological family is all girls, almost all girls. They have an oldest boy and then 3 girls, and her adopted family does not have any daughters. So but the adopted family is her uncle's family. So her father gave her to his brother for $800, which back then was a lot. $800, and said, "Here, you can't have a daughter, so have my fourth one." So she was raised by her uncle and cousins, but we're still in contact with the biological side. We're just not that close. So. So yeah, that was probably during the 2 is enough era, which Singapore had, which now they're like backtracking so hard on. But yeah, that was my mom. My dad was born into a much poorer family. He wasn't well off. His dad wasn't well off. His mom wasn't well off. and he is the second child, but the only son. He has an older sister and younger sister, but the older sister had some issues and ran away from home a long time ago. So he pretty much took up the older brother role and took care of himself, his mom, and his younger sister. His dad also passed away. I never met my paternal grandpa. He passed away when my dad was 4. So he was very young, never really got to know his dad. But seeing as how he grew up without a father figure, he's been a wonderful father figure to me. So I think that's by the grace of God, and just he's been a great dad overall. Not the perfect father, not the perfect parents. I don't think there's such a thing, but they really scraped through it together. They went to secondary school together, and they started dating after they converted. So by the time they were 15, they were still in primary 8. And then they went up to secondary school. Human family lore is crazy. So when they went up to secondary school, they were already 15, 16. They converted at 15 years old together. They went for some Youth for Christ outreach event, and they became Christians together. And then continued to be in school together. And when was their primary 8? Yeah, they stayed back 2 years in primary school. Yeah. They converted religion from I'm not sure what they used to. I think they were Taoist or Buddhist, and they converted to Christianity at 15 together, and then started dating while they were in secondary school. So around 16, 17 years old, they started dating. Went through poly, working life. I don't know all the gnarly details about my parents' relationship. I just know that it worked out in the end, and they got married at 26. At that time, they were in bad debt. They had credit card debt that they couldn't pay off, and they got into some deep debt. But back then, financial literacy really wasn't a common thing. So I don't blame them for not knowing what would have happened if they didn't pay off their credit card. So they learned it the hard way. They gone through credit card debt. And at the time, my dad was in the army, but he didn't really have any options. Like, it wasn't a very high paying job until they asked him to be posted overseas as one of the pioneer batches to go overseas. They would also get a pay increment, extra allowance for your wife and children, and a place to stay. So they were delivered from the debt through that. And it was a whole golden opportunity for him because he was never initially on the list to go overseas. But, no, not Taiwan, France. So he was not initially on the list, but because of some complications in the current batch, then they decided to put him in. It was very random. It was like one of his seniors basically asked him like, "Hey, Papa Tuki, do you want to go over to France?" And he's like, "Yeah, if I could, I would, but I thought it was full already." So, and he said, "Don't worry about it." And the next thing he know, he was on the plane with me and my mom. I asked my mom, this, and these were her words. That's why I say they're not perfect parents. But this is what my mom said when I asked her, "Mommy, how did I survive the long flight to France as a baby?" And she said, she just fed me a little cough syrup and it knocked me out. She drugged me. And but I soundly slept and turned out fine, it seems. So don't do that to your children, but my mom did that to me when I was young. They had me right before they went to France. I was about 8 months old as they brought me to France. They had me when they were both 28, and my mom had a 12-hour labor, and that's why I'm afraid of having a kid, because her labor was so intensive, and she didn't spare me the details either about having me. They had to induce the labor because I was in for too long. I didn't want to come out, apparently. They had to induce the labor. Then they tried the forceps, the little like grabby things. No, they tried what's that called? The vacuum first, twice, and I couldn't come out. So they used the forceps, and after 2 times, they managed to get me out. Before that, they had other complications with her having an allergic reaction to some of the meds. So now that I know about that, if I ever have a child and go into labor, I will avoid those medications. Yeah, it was terrifying. She said that as she was having the allergic reaction, the doctors were calling in the med students to look at it because they don't usually get this kind of thing naturally. So she was just there as a medical subject of observation while having me, and I'm sure that didn't help. So 12 hours of getting this little baby out, and when I came out, my head was a triangle. like it was a cone shape because they had tried to use a vacuum, right? And they said, don't worry about it. It just goes down on its own. Like, look at these guys. Yeah, like look at her rash. Look at the allergic reaction she's having while in labor. It's insane. I don't know how she did it, but she had me. So yeah, try and go hit it, Hime. Exactly. So I felt like I learned a lot from my mom's labor, even though I was there, but I wasn't there to watch. You know what I mean? I wasn't observing it, but yeah. Yeah, no, they eventually managed to get the allergic reaction down and then proceeded with the labor. It was just a very risky operation altogether because I was, at the time, C-section wasn't a thing. So it was a natural birth and it was everything. Subsequently, she said that giving birth to my 2 younger brothers were a breeze by comparison. So at least I helped. I was a crazy warm-up and act to follow, yeah? I forgot to follow. Thank you so much. I can see everything. C-section wasn't a thing back then, at least not from my knowledge. I don't think it was. Or maybe it wasn't a very common procedure. You've been sentenced to follow prison. Okay. So that was my mom and dad. What I did not anticipate when I came into the world, and I chose this picture to represent that because it looks like I'm just, whoa, I was not ready for this world, okay? Now, unfortunately on Canva, I can't do the thing where it comes out in paragraphs, so you guys are gonna have the full spoilage here, but it's okay. What I did not anticipate when I came out into the world was dating way more than my parents did before finding the one to settle with. Clearly, having heard their disgusting love story growing up, which is beautiful, just, you know, it gave me so many unrealistic expectations of modern dating. I thought that I met my soulmate at 11. I did not. We ended up moving and I lost contact with him. And then I ended up dating a lot more before deciding on someone to settle down with. During the process, I also ended up being cheated on twice. This is a bit of like a life story background kind of thing. I have been cheated on twice by past partners, and I've broken up with both of them. I'm not someone who tolerates cheating on me, because I can't work through that shit. But I know people who do, and that was a whole nother conversation that we had a whole nother stream ago, which we're not gonna get into today. But yeah, I came out of it stronger. I came out of it knowing my worth a lot more. And third thing, I never anticipated breaking up with perfectly wonderful guys just because of circumstance. Just because of circumstance. I had at least 2 decent partners in the past that I broke up with because it just didn't work out logistically. Like very, very different religious beliefs, very different locations, very difficult to settle down, or different life stages. And then, so shout out to my decent exes who actually made it. It wasn't, at the end of the day, some might call it still time wasted, but I still did learn from those relationships, so I wouldn't change a thing about it. Next is that money matters. Now, my parents have never invested. They don't know really how to make their money work for them. They started a decently successful business, but when that went down the drain during COVID, they got into bad debt, and they just cleared it recently. So money matters. I wish that I knew a lot more about money that I know now, but I'm happy that it's not too late. So yeah, I have not really been into debt myself. I've always kind of gone the route which allows me to be the most debt-free. But now being married and then having a house come by soon and all, I am preparing myself to no longer enjoy the debt-free life because once the house comes, it's gonna be debt for a long time. I didn't expect 2 little brothers. In fact, my parents didn't expect the third either. But because they had me as their first daughter and then second son already, so they were kind of like, yeah, we're done here, 1 boy 1 girl, right? No, a couple years later my little brother popped up like, hey, there's 1 more, and they decided, okay. So my little brother was unexpected, but I'm very glad I have 2 brothers because I get along with one a lot more easily than the other one. Not that we fight, it's just, you know, different vibes. So if I didn't have my youngest brother, I'd just be stuck with my second brother, and I don't think it would have worked out. Who knows? Anyway, next. Feeling B tier most of her life. And this is true even now, and I don't think it's necessarily a good nor bad thing. It's just a neutral... My perspective of my life is that I have been a pretty B tier kid. In terms of... I used to be quite a high-achieving kid. When I was really young, I caught on to things fast and all that. But as I got older... I got into more specialized courses with a lot more experienced people, and that's when I started performing at B tier because I had lack of experience. That doesn't mean that I'm not aiming for A tier, it just means that in every aspect of my life, I feel like I'm decent or at least a little bit above average, you know? Like I'm not bad, I'm not good, I'm just doing what I want to do and doing okay at it. I don't know, maybe one day I will feel like I am exceeding and A tier in some aspect, but at the moment I still feel pretty B tier. Yeah. I didn't expect to be graduating 2 diplomas and a degree by age 23. You go, girl. Again, I'm not really. I say that, but I didn't perform very well. You know what I mean? I just cruised by. I happened to have an express pass to get an extra diploma and a degree, and I went for it because it felt like the fastest route, which it was. So that's the only reason why I have these qualifications, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pursue any more in the future, but we shall see. Next, streaming and going through a pandemic. This was recent. You guys have been through this, but this was the I think most surprising curveball because I completely never imagined that I would be streaming, or maybe I never knew that it was an option. But when the chance came up, when I had to be home all the time, and I was watching other people's streams and thinking, maybe I could do that. I started, and now it's been almost a sixth of my life that I've been streaming already, which is crazy. You know, I've been doing it for this is the 5th year that I'm doing it. And I never expected it to be such a major part of my life either. The pandemic was definitely not on my bingo card for life, but here we are. We can all say that we've experienced a little part of history because the COVID pandemic is gonna be one for the books for sure. Right, next up, I think you guys can't see the like later part, but finding friends and strangers online. So now this is something that I still believe in. Don't talk to strangers if you're a kid on the internet. But if you are of age, you're an adult, you can discern good intentions, bad intentions. Then it's very possible to find friends in strangers online. Almost all my life, I've looked for people around me from school and things, but now that I'm a lot older and everybody's working and at different stages of life, it feels like I've lost touch with a lot of people that I've met through real life. And most of my friends are the people that I meet online because they have the similar interests, they have similar hobbies, and some of them are even in the same stage of life, you know? So it's been an interesting experience to find friends and strangers online. But I will say that I don't really feel like a friendship is solidified until I meet you in person. So this year I have been super duper fortunate to meet a lot of my friends who have come to Singapore. And I still have a few more coming later in the year. I'm very, very excited to meet them and like solidify like, hey, you are exactly what I expected to meet when I met you online. So I'm really, really excited to meet some of my old friends that I met like 4 years ago in this online space in real life finally. And I think it's gonna be awesome. I really do think it's gonna be awesome. And lastly, the many other joys, heartbreaks, meltdowns. Meltdowns have been recent and many, and difficulties life had to have in store. I think my first heartbreak was the worst. I couldn't get over it fast, but I'm glad that it happened early so that subsequent heartbreaks were a lot easier to get over. But I think it also was because in my previous relationships, almost all of them were about half a year to 2 years of dating. So it's the same time frame. I've never really gone beyond that except for right now with my husband, where we've been together for about 3+ years. Still not a long time. But yeah, I lost a bet and you can decide if I have to put on a bra. Yeah, so there we go. Those are the things I did not anticipate happening in my life that now you know happened to me. Yeah. So my childhood, honestly, my parents may not have been perfect. However, they made my childhood very, very happy. I look back at my childhood and I think I'm very fortunate to be able to say that I have had a lot more joy and happiness than unhappiness in my childhood. So they did an awesome job to me. There were times where I was upset with them and times where I didn't really appreciate what they would do in my best interest. But I think just having that as an impression of my childhood has something to say about how well my parents took care of me. they were never very emotionally invested. That's one thing. Until now, I feel like I can talk to my mom and dad more candidly. But when I was a teenager and when I was a kid, it was very, very hard to approach them with things I was experiencing because sometimes they would be a little dismissive or they would have certain expectations for how things are supposed to be done that I didn't agree with since they were childhood lovers. So it made things a bit difficult along the way. The teenage years and my young adult years were when I really gave them hell, so I made up for being a cute kid at the end. But overall, I had a really, really happy childhood. And I was so lovable that they wanted like two more. If I gave them a hard enough time, I think they wouldn't have wanted more. But I set the grounds, the foundations for my brothers. I walked so they could run. But I definitely walked first because I was born 2 years before. So some of my childhood core memories include making sandwiches for my parents before they would come home, letterbox and presents. I talked about this in a previous stream, I think my art stream, where they would set up little letterboxes because I love to give them stuff and draw for them stuff and like make little notes for them. So they would almost every day buy me a small gift or write a note. They took a lot of time out of their busy, busy day to make me feel appreciated and loved. And that was through our little letterbox. We also occasionally set up shop. This was, of course, initiated by me, oldest sister Hime. And me and my brothers would get little cardboard boxes and make our little menus. This was mostly just playtime, but extended. So we would be playing all this in the afternoon, like, oh, we're gonna make a little restaurant today. So make your menus and draw your things. And then we had little play food that we would set up for my parents. And we would give them the fake money to buy from our fake store. So that was something we would do. Home performances. Whenever I learned something new in school, I would gather my brothers to like start a band too. So we would perform for them, especially after Chinese New Year. They always teach us the Chinese New Year songs in school, right? 每条大街小巷. And we would have these toy instruments and like fake sunglasses and stuff. And I would set up little hula hoops in this open area in a living room. And the moment my mom and dad came home, I was like, okay, you're home. Sit down. We have a performance. And then we would sing or dance or do something, some sort of play for them. I was a very entertaining kid. I was literally home entertainment, okay? I think they might have expected me to go into theater, but instead I'm a VTuber now. Hello, my two, come in. This is baby Hime. Isn't she cute? I started walking around 8 months old and being able to walk without holding anything at around 10 months old. So, yeah, according to my mom. We also played hide and seek a lot. So sometimes, when my parents came home, if there were like a menu of items they could expect. Number one, sandwiches on the table that they were expected to eat if they wanted to, and if they didn't want to, they would put it in the microwave where they would tell us they'll eat it later. But now that I think of it, they probably threw it away. Letterboxes and presents, like stuff in their letterbox. A shop that they had to shop at, a home performance, or it would be dead silent. So we would either do all these noisy things, or me and my brothers would hide. And we would hide so well that sometimes it took a decent amount of time because there's 3 of us, right? So they gotta like seek them out and seek us out before they could eat. They're like, children, where are you? And then we're just down there snickering like, hey, you can't find me. So they had to find us before they ate dinner, which I mentioned could be a chore, but it was quite funny, I guess, for them to discover their children. Because the moment we heard the keys, we would run and we would hide. So if they came home and there were no sandwiches, no shops, no nothing, it meant that it was hide and seek day. And they would come in and try to find us. Christmas at our neighbors. Now this was when I was a little bit older, but I happened to be in a apartment estate where the next 3 doors down were all my classmates. They were all boys. And their sisters were a lot older, so they didn't hang out with us. So I was the only girl. But your house is gonna have that many hidey places. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. But yeah, we still tried anyway. So every Christmas Eve, we would go over to one of the oldest boy's house. And I'm still friends with him to this day. We would go over to the oldest boy's house, and he was the only one out of all of us who knew how to fry nuggets and like, fry sausages and make fries and stuff. And we were so amazed, like, oh my gosh, Coco knows how to do all these things. So we would set up our little like pre-Christmas dinner in his room, And then me and another neighbor and my two brothers, we would all just be playing card games or we would just talk and have fun basically until Christmas came around. And because we were just 3 doors down, my parents let us stay up as long as we want because literally they could just walk over. And honestly, I think it was good for them that we would always just go over to our friend's house to play because that means more private time for them. They didn't even have to send us to student care because we would just excuse ourselves and go outside to play on our own and then come back at 6 o'clock as scheduled. And if we don't come back at 6 o'clock, they just walk down to call us home. So it's it was a very, very convenient time for them. When my cousins came over, it was also really fun. So I have some cousins from my mom's adopted side who would come in, and it was really nice. Yeah, it was like a kampong spirit. It was very funny because, okay, sidetracking back to my neighbors, but how I discovered that my classmates were my neighbors were I think it was the first week of class. We were in primary 3, I believe, and that's when they shuffle all the children so that they are in different classes already. So primary 1, primary 2, I didn't know them, but primary 3, all 3 of us happened to be in the same class, me and 2 boys. So when we were walking home, I discovered that hey, these 2 classmates of mine walked the exact same way as me. And then we got in the lift, and I went up and realized, they're also on the same floor as me. And then we went back and like awkwardly departed from the lift lobby and glanced at each other like, they live just next door. So since then, we did almost every group project together because it was just so easy to meet. We did almost every group project together. I think 2 of them wanted to enter the talent show together, but one chickened out in the end. And it was really fun. We had really good childhood memories. I'm still in touch with 2 out of 3 of the neighbors. Unfortunately, I kind of lost touch with one. I can't remember what happened, but when I was a teen, he pissed me off somehow by being really passive aggressive. And then I said, "Hey, you gotta stop being so passive aggressive," and I blocked him. Which is unfortunate. Now that I think back on it, I might unblock him actually after this. I don't have a grudge against the guy. We were just kids. He was just being annoying. Yeah, maybe I should text him or something. Have a little reunion. Okay, anyway, so when cousins came over, it was really fun. I used to argue with my cousin all the time because we want to use the same pink bowls. So I was a princess since I was young. But she would always end up having to give in to me because it was my house and she was older, so they got her to be a bit more gracious. I'm still very close to this cousin now. I even stayed with her for a while, so the first time I so-called ran away from home, I actually moved to her house and we became housemates. And she is like the older sister I never had. So yeah, shout out to you, cuz. Thank you so much for teaching me how to use the washing machine and do all these basic things when I was like in my 20s, not knowing what to do because I grew up with my parents and a helper all my life. I was literally a princess. I had cousins who were my neighbors too. Oh, that's super fun. That's super fun. Okay, other core memories. My brother falling asleep in the locked room. So in the past, in our first house, we had a little computer room that also linked to the living room and to the bedroom. So my parents kind of walled up that area as a computer room. My brother went in, locked himself in, and fell asleep on the computer chair. He had got to be like primary 1 or something. He was really young. So I was trying to get into the room and then I realized, oh, he's asleep. Bro Toki is asleep because I could see through the crevice of the door that he was asleep on the chair, and the whole family had to gather around that door and try to unlock it. And we couldn't, so my dad had to drill open the door so that he could retrieve his son. In hindsight, we could have probably just waited for him to wake up, but we wanted to make sure he was okay and not passed out. Because we were shouting at him and everything, and he just wouldn't wake up. So they like drilled out the door so that they could retrieve Bro Toki, who fell asleep. He was fine, by the way, just causing us inconvenience. And of course, we had lots of family outings and travels. And during the time right after they cleared their credit card debt, my parents were a lot more careful with their money. So after that, we got the chance to go overseas with lots of different people. And I'm very, very fortunate to say that I've traveled quite a lot of places when I was young. Now, now it's a lot harder because we're all on different schedules. But I do hope that we can have a family trip again one day. It's always the second child, right? Okay, we're in the photo album section now. Yippee! So this was my first month. Now, understand, I got a lot of presents because my parents were in a huge church at the time. This is me like 1 month fresh out the womb here. I don't know what possessed my parents to put all of the ang baos and presents around me and then take a photo. But I appreciate that they did because look at all the love. Damn. I got so many baby rompers and stuff that eventually would have been passed down to other people in the church. So it goes full circle. Anyway, I just happened to be the first child born of their generation because my parents were married early ish. Actually, no, they were married like at the average age, but they had a baby first before a lot of their other mates did. So everyone was real hyped for the new baby on the block, Hime, and therefore gave me lots of presents. This was me. I came out with a full head of hair. Like this is. According to my mother, I had a full head of hair when I came out of her. I was already overdue, right? So there, and then this is baby me. I had so much fat rolls. It is so cute. They used to call me Peanut because I would always like cock my head to the side and I just look like Peanut to them. Laughing at my name that's right above the picture. Yeah! So this is the first page. Now, the reason why I'm not showing my parents' face anymore is because they look exactly the same as after they've had us. You'll see me and my brothers. So this is me as a baby. I was about 8 or 10 months old here. This was me in France. I spent about my first 3 years there. So for the first 3 years of my life, I was there and I dressed a lot more cutely there. When we came back to Singapore, we came back with my younger brother here. He's so cute. And then your ears would help you fly. You're not wrong. I have them Disney princess ears. I have Vanellope Bond Sweets ears, okay? It really sticks out. I used to not like them, but I've come to realize that it's now a trend. So I'm keeping my ears. Thank you very much. Yeah. Your little old pics look like my friend when she was little. Maybe. So here they are. We were at the beach. And then this was me and my little brother at the airport. This is still one of my favorite photos because we just look so happy. We're just like, yay! Airport! I don't know what we were so excited for. But yeah, I like my ears working. So this is the second page. Oh no, this is the third page already. I hope it was enough. I managed to only get this much so far. But this was me when I was a little bit older. So I used to love tiaras and things. I've always been a little princess. So during our first like family home photo shoot, this is what I wore. This was when my dad took me and my younger brother out swimming. Over here we had 2 toys. My little brother had a little like mechanical bulldog toy, and I had a little mechanical like poodle toy. I named her Molly, and she's so cute. RL pics, yeah. So this is, I think my brother's birthday. We went to the park. My dad's a photographer, so he took a lot of photos of us. And I have a lot more nice photos as well, but they're all in the albums and I didn't have the chance to go and retrieve them all, so this was what I could find. And over here was my younger brother's birthday, and I look like I want to kill him. I didn't know why I posed like that. Why did I pose like that with the knife just in front of me? I think I was just anticipating like cutting the cake, but because I look like I'm about to murder him because he looks so happy. Like, this should be my birthday instead. Yeah, so yeah, you want to see the others humming? Yeah, this is me and my little bros. Yeah, we were very cute, and this is me as a baby. I had a few other pictures as well. I kind of sprinkled them around the thing here. Yeah. Ta-da! So cute! Let me cut the cake, damn it. Enough happy birthdays. You don't need to sing happy birthday 5 times before we get to cut the cake. Why am I British? Yeah, so these were my family photos. Your brother's childhood pics look like my brother. No way. So cute, all of us. Now that I think of it, I'm so grateful. The blank staring at the camera, this one. It's so adorable. So he was very slow to speak, my youngest brother. And now he's a yapper. Now he's a yapper. But when he was really, really young, He spoke really slowly, like an old man. And none of us knew why, but I think he was just more careful with his words after seeing me and my brother. Okay, as I said, my parents were wonderful for me, but they may not be perfect. They hit us as children. They at least use a cane. They didn't like whoop us with random objects, but we each had a cane. We each had a rattan cane. And we got to pick our colors. It was a whole thing. Like if you broke your cane because he had to hit you, then you go down to the mama store with your mom and you pick a color. So mine had a pink. Mine had a pink hook. My other brother had a blue hook, and I think the last brother had a yellow hook. So we each had our own cane. We each had our own cane. So whenever we were naughty and not obeying, we would have to do a little walk of shame to get our cane to give to my dad, and he would tell us to. He would tell me to like open your palm, and this was after he gave us a talk on why we did what was wrong with what we did and all that, and then he would just give me a sharp rap on the palm. And then I would like rub my palms together, take the cane from him, and put it back on the hook. Why is it the same? I don't know. I think maybe it's a Singaporean children thing, but yeah, parenting of that generation was like that. So yeah, I got to pick my own cane color though. It was a cute pink one. And I think after I turned 10 or 11, and we moved, that was when we got rid of the canes also. So that's when they started like just talking to us and scolding us. But yeah. Oh my god, neurodivergent anime fan. That sounds terrifying. My mom locked me in solitary confinement with no food or water for a day. I think that's abuse. I'm surprised you don't know any anti-child abuse PSAs regarding canes. Well, oh, I don't know. Oh, well. I would say that I don't think it's mandated as a child abuse thing. Abuse is a show of dominance and power that sometimes doesn't really have a reasoning. But when my parents were caning me, I knew they were telling me how I should behave, that they were disciplining me. I still don't agree about the hitting children thing, but I also think that they weren't extreme with it or anything ever. It was just a sharp rap on the palm once or twice if it was a more serious thing, like if I hurt my brother or something. Yeah. Everyone looks so young. Yeah. So that was that was my childhood. And how I got punished as a kid. Okay, at this juncture we are moving. Are we moving alerts? Yes, the heart to heart. So I'm gonna be turning off alerts, and I'm gonna be turning off the Nico Nico overlay. Painting is more for discipline. He may have you had it all for one for all. No, that I did not have. So whoever did the deed will get the cane. So there was never like all for one for all in my family, unless we were working together to do something bad, which doesn't happen often. We mostly did crimes against each other. Okay, so alrighty. Now I'm gonna move on to the 10 things that I am learning or have learned in my life so far as a young adult. Now I know the 10 things just appears on screen right now. Maybe in editing I'll have them appear one by one. But these are 10 things that I gathered together that I feel are important for me. And I'm starting the recording. So guys, you guys can say hi YouTube. It'll just appear in the little chat box. So 10 things I've learned, am learning. I picked the 2 most like done baby pics of me for this. But number 1, trust takes time and rebuilding it is hard. I used to lie to my parents a lot when I thought that they wouldn't like what I had to tell them. And I discovered the hard way that the more their trust was broken, the worse the consequences were. And I think I learned the hard way too that my parents wanted what's best for me. It's really weird to say, but I think as a teenager, I felt that they were always against me and what I wanted to do. But at the end of the day, they had the best interests for me in mind. It's just that when I didn't tell them things, it made it very hard for them to know what was happening. So for me, trust takes time and rebuilding it is hard because later on in life, when I tried to rebuild it, it also took a lot of work. I had a curfew until I was maybe 21, 22. It took a long time for my parents to trust me and know where I had used to have to report where I was going and every little nitty gritty thing. But now it's a lot easier that, I've grown up more and it's easier for my brothers as well. So I would say that the times that I never regretted being truthful to my parents after that. So I think it's good to let them know what's going on. If your parents want what's best for you, they may get angry in the moment, but at the end of the day, they will want to work it out with you. Yeah, that's what I'm learning, or what I learned. Let me just move the. Let me just move this up like a little bit, bothering me. Go. Okay. Number 2, happiness is a journey, not a destination. I think a lot of the time we will have the impression that, hey, I will only be happy if I hit a certain amount of my savings, or if I get married, or if I find a partner, or if I do this, or if I do that. There's always going to be a goalpost, and that goalpost is always going to move. So I am learning to enjoy the journey as well, to really take time out of my day to be grateful for the things that I have. And even if the day is bad, to reflect on how there were some good that happened also. So yeah, I think that if you set a goal and you reach it, like even if I became the most famous VTuber in the world, even if I had a lot of money, there's always going to be something more that you will want, that you will set as your next goal. So enjoy the journey. Don't end up in a place where you've been unhappy for most of your life and only discover that you could have been happy all this while before you even reach your goals. That's not to say don't work on your goals, work towards it, but also enjoy the journey towards them. Yeah. Hey, 3, relationships can be difficult and it takes investment. Compatibility is no guarantee, change is inevitable. To be loved is sometimes to be changed. Now, I know this is a long point, but I think it all comes together under the first statement where relationships can be difficult and it takes investment, right? Okay, I paused my recording just to say hi to the raid. Hello! Thank you so much, Aquis! Welcome, welcome! Thank you for the raid. I'm so sorry. We're doing a recorded segment now, which is why I didn't reply immediately. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you guys enjoy. We are currently at pointer 3, but once I get onto pointer 10, we'll be going back to just chatting, or maybe we'll try some Mod Hand Wilds. I don't know. Hey. If you want to know more about relationships, we did have a dating advice stream a while back. That was really fun as well. We talked a lot more about relationships then. So if you want to check out more on this point and have a little extension on it, you can check out that video. Yeah. Number 4, the only person you should actively compare yourself with is the you of yesterday, because there's always going to be someone who's better at what you're doing. There's always going to be someone who's more attractive, more talented, more everything, has more money, has this, has that. So at the end of the day, you should be working towards being a better person for yourself. And it's normal and natural to compare ourselves with others, but don't make it an obsession. Be more focused on you. Yeah? Number 5, living with no regrets. Now, I posted this on my Twitter a while back where I basically said, I'm going to live with regrets. I'm going to try not to live with any regret, because at the same time, whatever you regret doing cannot be changed. You cannot change the past. You can only move forward, making a better future. That doesn't mean you don't make amends or do any of that. That just means you have to come to closure with anything that you have regretted doing before, or towards the people you wronged. And even if you do try to make amendments and they don't reciprocate, that's okay as well, because at the end of the day, no one owes you forgiveness. That is something that you can only give yourself if you do something wrong. So live with no regrets, forgive yourself, be kinder to yourself. And that's not to say that there are certain things that have to get a pass. There are certain unforgivables in my eyes. But if you're not doing anything heinous, then live with no regrets. Number 6, 有话就说，有屁就放. And this pointer kind of came up during Celeste. A couple of days ago, we were playing Celeste, and this Mandarin phrase came up. This Chinese saying that if you have something to say it. If you have a fart, don't hold it in. And I think there's some wisdom to this, even though it sounds silly and it's something that me and my friends used to say to each other to kind of mock one another. But there's wisdom to it. I think you can't sit around expecting people to know what's on your mind, especially in relationships, in business, in whatever it is. Don't sit around not saying what you need to say. And farts and coughs and sneezes are not good held in either, so you shouldn't hold stuff in. That's not to say you're not tactful with the way it comes out. Find the right place, find the right situation, and find the right words to bring your points across. But if you have something to say it, because no one's going to be out here actively trying to read your mind. This is why. Point 7. Nobody cares. Now, I know it's terrible to say this, okay? It's a little bit even, cynical to say that nobody cares. But just think about it. As you go about your day to day, there are so many people you pass by who have intricate lives on their own. They have complex situations they're in. They may even be embarrassing. They may even, be annoying in public. But at the end of the day, most people don't care. They don't care what you look like. They don't care what you did. Or they don't care if you fell down the staircase or anything like that. Like, they'll care in the moment. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? But at the end of the day, they're not going to follow up with it, right? So it's both a comforting and depressing thought to say nobody cares. But I'm taking it more in the comforting stance of nobody cares, therefore do what you want as long as you're not hurting anybody. Okay? Yeah, that's my version of nobody cares. Not nobody cares, so go and, kill yourself. No. Number 8, invest early or right now, damn it. So this is something I've only learned maybe over the past 2 years, where your money can work for you. It's important to start no matter how small it is. Plan early for your retirement, plan early for your future, and start investing early because your runway is longer. I can't say that my investments have come to fruition and that I'm ready to retire or anything like that, but I can say I'm doing my best to try and start. And I do see that my money is growing more than it ever would have if it just sat in the bank. So go look up what are some wise ways you can invest. There are even offhand ways that you can invest. And I think it's good to do a little research and start investing early. Number 9, and this was kind of learned from my parents. They learned it the hard way. I learned it because they keep telling me. Number 9, pay off credit cards debt on time always. And if you can't handle a credit card, then the cashback is not worth it either. Don't get one. Because especially in today, I think millennials and Gen Zers in the future who turn 16 and they can have cards, they're going to be the most susceptible to the buy now, pay later mentality and rack up and accumulate a lot of unnecessary debt that's going to follow you for a long time. There are going to be certain things that you have to pay off through time, like a house or a car, big ticket items that you can't pay off immediately unless you're super rich. But where you can, it's always better to pay off anything that you have to buy right now so that whatever you have in your bank or whatever you have in your investments will not be touched. Because if you wait until your credit card bill comes in and then you realize you don't have enough, it's going to be a long journey to pay it off. Even if it's a little bit, it compounds so quickly. Just pay it right off because credit cards should be working to your advantage. You shouldn't be out here giving the banks free money by accumulating interest on your credit cards. Credit cards should be working for you, not you working for them. Yeah? Okay, next and lastly, therapy works, and this is just a disclaimer, if you keep an open mind. No therapist is going to be perfect either. Same with our parents. You can't expect your therapist to know exactly what works for you. You can trust them to try and walk you through your own thoughts. I have gone through therapy sessions twice now, and I'm about to arrange for my next one because it's been a rough week. I haven't been able to deal mentally, personally. But each time I knew that something has been weighing on my mind for more than a week, more than a couple days, and it's affecting my daily, my daily routines and it's affecting me mentally every day, then I know it's time to go to therapy. My default setting, I feel like I usually deal with life quite alright. But when things happen and get complex and we're kind of in the middle of it, I wish I knew about therapy early on when I was in my teens so that when I was going through my first breakup, when I was considering getting into a rebound relationship, when I was about to do all these things that I eventually am not proud of, uh, I wish that I had therapy to go to, or I wish I considered counseling at least to go to. It's kind of like going to a doctor just for your mind. So if you feel like something isn't right in your mind right now, then go for it. But also, you can also go frequently if there's access and all that, and you're able to. You can also go more frequently as like a checkup, you know? Because we go to doctors for yearly checkups and stuff. I hope you do, guys. Go for your yearly checkups or your half yearly dental cleanings. It's kind of just to make sure things are okay with you. I realize sometimes that I don't notice how off I feel until I'm in the office. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of the days, at least for me as someone in fast-paced Singapore, I feel like sometimes I take every day on autopilot. Even when I'm upset, even if I have something really heavy on my mind, I can still pull myself up, you know, put on my boots, go to work, even if I'm not okay. And I can pretend I'm okay for most of my life. But it's a lot better to go through life cognizant that you're happy or cognizant that you're all right and that there isn't anything weighing on your mind. It's such a weight lifted off your shoulders once you sort out the entanglements that go on in your head. So consider therapy. If you've never gone before, it's good to just go. It can be something as small as a friendship problem. The last time I went, it was because I kept thinking of certain friendship problems that I was having. And I decided, all right, I'm just going to try going for therapy for it. It just took one session for me to immediately feel better and know where I thought and stood about this whole friendship issue. Because it's a lot easier. It's like when you go to the gym and you've never really gone to the gym before. I think most of us go through life without someone to be our mental guide, right? Gym and all that, you can kind of easily find tutorials online how to do kettlebell swings, how to do jumping jacks, whatever. You can find guidance for physical exercise online easily. You can even form your own routines at home. But when it comes to navigating the complexities of the human mind, I haven't really found online resources that were that good at guiding me through it as well as a therapist would. A therapist who's able to respond to you in real time, who is a real person with real life experiences, preferably someone older who has maybe gone through similar things as you, is gonna help a lot more than trying to find a YouTube video for your specific situation. So try therapy. It's good. I'm glad that the stigma that surrounds it is kind of lifting as well. And I hope you guys have a good one. That's all my 10 heart to heart things that I've learned and am learning. There's still a lot more things that I would like to share, but I am not in the right mind now to like talk about a lot of stuff. So I'll just leave it here for today. Thank you so much for joining me for this segment. Yeah, and oh, thank you for the people on YouTube who watched through this whole raw recorded part as well. Can we say thank you, YouTube, in the chat, please? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I think my Animal Crossing music stopped. Wait, it stopped like a while ago. Oops. Thank you, YouTube. Yeah, thank you, Yvonne. Thank you, YouTube. Ah, okay, we're stopping the recording now. Chat, how did you find it? Was that okay? I felt like I should have written a script maybe. Because I was just yapping. Oh my god, I was really up here just yapping. But how did you find the whole stream today? It ended a lot this segment ended a lot earlier than I expected. But hey, at least you guys got to hear it, and now we can just chat. It's a cozy just chatting session now. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna try and export this. Let me get myself into my shoes. Oops. and get myself into my shoes, and then we can chat. Yeah, how'd you find it? How'd you find it? I feel like it's at least a little more structured than my usual streams. I should really go for a health checkup. I haven't been to a clinic in years. Oh no! Yes, please do. It was fire. Oh man. Now, I'm not gonna stay out here and say that I'm gonna be the best at giving life advice or anything. I'm still learning. I'm still living life and trying to go through it the best I can. But yeah, if you guys have anything you would like to talk about, I'm more than happy to go through it with you. Been to the hospital a lot lately. How's your health? How's it going with you? I know you've been having some health stuff of late. I put it here if you guys want to refer to it while we chat. I saw you playing Monhan. Okay, so the thing about Monhan, I was online, but it was just a game that was open. But I was rushing out of the house today, and I put my computer to sleep, but but it was still showing on my Discord. So apparently, I've been on Monster Hunter for many hours, but I haven't even gotten past the character creation. It crashed just now too. So it crashed just now. So I don't know. I don't know. Okie dokie. I can't wait to try Monhan though. Early invest advice is also what I need. I'm gonna be honest here. I haven't really invested that much either because I also only started working about 4 years ago, which is a decent time. You know, you can save a lot in 4 years. But I didn't really consider doing that because I was paying for my wedding and then we paid for a honeymoon, and only after all of that did I decide, maybe I should invest as well. So that's when I started looking into it and realizing, oh man, I could have. The thing about money is you will have all these missed opportunities, you know, but at the end of the day, money, yes, is supposed to work for you, but it's also meant for you to enjoy. So for me, I try to follow a little system where I pay myself first. I put aside all my savings. I put aside all the things that I have to pay for. Me and my husband have a joint account where our rent and bills and stuff get deducted from, and we've already done the calculations how much we need to contribute into that account. So I'll put all those aside. And then the remaining, after I put into my investments and stuff, whatever's left, is just for our daily use and for me to use for what I enjoy. So I can use my money that's in my account guilt free. What I will say though is I've been spending more on my credit cards unknowingly recently because I keep paying first for people, you know, like if we go out as a group. In Singapore, it's very common for one person to pay first and then the rest to just transfer to them. But I forget that what people transfer to me is stuff I have to pay later on. So then afterwards, I get a shock when I get my credit card bill, like, oh crap, I forgot that I paid for this big dinner, or I forgot that I paid for this, and then it feels like a pinch, even though technically they've already paid me back. But I felt like I've already spent the money, you know? So I might cancel my credit cards eventually, just so that I don't have to worry about that anymore. I think it's been tiring trying to upkeep. The only one that I'll probably keep is the one where I can get cash back on Shopee because I use it often and I pay it off immediately. But the rest I don't always pay off immediately because it's a bit more troublesome. With the Maribank card, I can just right after the payment of the item, I just pay it off on the app. Because at the end of the day, is I still get 5% off, but it's basically I just have to take one extra step to pay the credit card right after I pay for it. If that makes sense. There's also no like cashback in terms of money that gets transferred to the account, so I know that it will always be the amount that I used. So that one I think I will retain. The other credit cards that I have, I may cancel eventually. I always use debit cards, which is fine. I think that credit cards come with their benefits as well. Like I use the UOB One card and I use the City Rewards card where you can accumulate stars to get cash back. But the thing is, these points and stuff also sometimes expire. I only get the cards that I feel like I really will use, but I don't like it when I use it for the unintended purpose, and then I end up spending more on the card, which I thought I did not use. So I might cancel one of them out of the 3 that I have, and at least just keep up with one. The only thing is rerouting a lot of my automatic payments, because it's easier for me to route them to a credit card payment instead of linking my bank account. Credit cards are very useful for that. Debit cards also work, though, for that purpose. So Shall see, we shall see. I'm still recalibrating. Let me sort out my mental stuff and then I will recalibrate my financial stuff. Because there's just so much going on that I'm so tired by. But yeah, what about you guys? Anything that you would like to talk about life, about school, about anything? I will say that although I find myself a B tier person, I was decent in terms of studying. I think I managed my school life very, very well. I always met deadlines. I always did decently for tests. I always went in prepared. But if you have any advice you want for that, I think I have enough experience to share. Yesterday I went to a funeral. Oh no, how was it? Joy, are you good? I'm gonna drink some water, babe. I really should drink some water too. What was my O-level result? If I remember correctly, my L1R4 was 10. My L1R5 was 16. But because I got C6 for my Mandarin, my Chinese is the one that like, woo! Really helped me jump, you know? Yeah, but other than that, minus my CCA points and everything, L1R4, 10. It's not like an amazing score, but it's decent, you know? I'm getting me an uncle I never met before. Ah, I see. Neurodivergent anime fan on YouTube says my cat Mercury is cute. He makes my day better. I will say, after getting cats, they have been a source of grounding for me, for sure. My kitties, although I complain about them all the time, and they can be annoying and they can give me trouble, but it's been very healing having animals in the house. I think if it was just me and my husband, it would be a lot harder. I always had some sort of animal at home too. So when I was young, I had a dog at my parents' place. And then when I moved in with my husband, I had a fish for a while before we adopted our 2 kitties. The fish died soon after. But the 2 kitties are still around and I love them. When I'm feeling stressed out, sometimes my cat can feel it too and then he'll come to me and we'll just snuggle up and he makes sleeping a lot easier. It's very grounding having an animal, especially a gentle animal. So my cats, yeah, they meow and stuff, but when they snuggle up with you, they're so sweet. And I just like to, but when I pet them and they purr, it really, what does it do? It releases my stress a bit. It reduces the cortisol. Is cortisol the stress hormone? It releases, or rather, helps reduce cortisol, from what I'm aware. Yvonne says, being a first few Bruneian to do freelancing was hard, but pays a week for future freelancers. It's not like a more. Yeah, cortisol. I've been feeling high levels of cortisol recently. Like it's been wild. I've just been so stressed out because of home stuff and money and just a whole slew of things coming together. You know. Just adulting in general. I know I'll be okay eventually, but I'm also going to arrange for my therapist appointment soon. As I said, I have to check myself in very soon. I've just been really off the past couple of days, and I think I mentioned it. But I'm still, you know, as I said, when it comes to work, when it comes to streaming, when it comes to things that I want to do and have to do, I will pull up my socks and I will do it. I kind of go into automatic mode. I don't know if it's an oldest sibling thing or whether it's just me, but I feel like I don't stop doing what I need to do unless I'm really like physically unable. But yeah, thank you for the 1 year. Oh my gosh. Subscribe for 12 months, currently on a 9-month streak. Hey yo! Just nice. You had the baby month on my baby photo stream. Look at that. She's so cute. Even if I do say so myself. Asian babies are so freaking cute. Don't get me wrong. Other babies are also cute, but I think it's because of the usually dark hair, dark eyes that makes the pupils look even bigger, you know. And it's just like, ah, so cute. I love little babies. So adorable. I was ugly as a baby. Oh man. Oh man. I don't think I've met many ugly babies. Most babies I see, I find cute. But there have certainly been babies who look like they want to, you know, watch the world burn. And it's just a bit uneasy, but I wouldn't call them ugly. They just make me uneased. Yeah. I need to stretch a little. So I worked out yesterday. I went not really to the gym. There's like this fitness club at my office. And then every Friday we go work out. And oh my god, my whole body is aching. Oh my gosh. Babies with RBF. Yeah! There's some babies who just have RBF. My mom said that when I was really young, I like to disturb the people around me. So I would resting baby face. Oh my goodness. I like to disturb the people around me. I would like turn around and say hi to people if I was at a restaurant. And I was just a really bubbly kid. I was just really happy. And along the way, some stuff dulled my sparkle for sure. But I think overall, I'm still a very happy person. When I think happiness, it's a privilege to say happiness is a choice. But if I'm being honest, you can have everything in the world and you can still be very unhappy. So I think to an extent, happiness has to be conscious. It's something that you have to work towards. It's a mindset. But the more that you practice it, the easier it'll get to feel happy. Yeah. Because, you know, as much as we can curate our timeline, we can curate the things around us. But I think to an extent, we can also curate how we feel. And I'm not sure if that's a controversial take or not. But I think I am quite cognizant when I'm indulging in media and choosing to be angry, for example. Or I'm very cognizant when there are, of course, times where I involuntarily feel certain ways. That's fine. But on days which are pretty neutral, you can also choose to take note of the things that went well or take note of the things that went bad. You know what I mean? I think it's good to have a balance of both, not live in a delusional way and, you know, think that everything's okay, toxic positivity, all that. Like, be realistic, but don't lose sight of the good things that happen in life, no matter how small. So today I had a pretty rough day. So I left the house late. I missed a bus. Then I missed my bus stop. Then I missed my train station twice. And I was late to my job. But the good thing is that during that time, I managed to put on my makeup. A good thing is the client was still very welcoming of me, very gracious to me, and was happy with my services. A lot of good things also happened. They even gave me a little goodie bag before I left the house. That was really nice. Like, although a lot of shitty things happen in life, a lot of good things happen too that maybe go unnoticed because we have a negativity bias. From what I hear, it often takes about 3 good things to overwrite one bad thing. 3 good things to overwrite one bad thing. But if it's a major bad thing, if it's something that is very impactful, it might take more. So I try to take note of the things that go well. Like today, I think today's stream was good too. I got to share with you guys some things that I believe in. I got to share with you guys how I look like, sort of. You still don't really know what I look like, but you have an idea now at least. You know that she's Chinese. And she was a baby once. But yeah. I try so hard to be happy. And I think it's hard sometimes. It's hard when a lot of things are happening all at once and your mind is all over the place. But that doesn't mean that you can't find sprinkles of happiness in your life. I'm still really grateful for all of that. I'm grateful that I could buy Monster Hunter Wilds without blinking twice, you know? Like, without batting an eye on the cost, because it's really expensive. But because I stream and because I got my payouts, I use that to pay for it. I'm very blessed to be able to say that. I'm very blessed that I have a lot of friends that I can turn to when I'm feeling stressed. About certain issues, I feel like I can't really tell anyone. But for most things, I have a really strong support system. Probably tanned. I was very tanned at one point because we were taking swimming lessons when I was, I think, 10 or 11. And we would go swimming every Sunday. And for some reason, my mom never really got me to wear a lot of sunscreen. So I would always come out a little more toasted. But I didn't mind. It never bothered me. Although that is also a privilege to say. It's really unfortunate that just because of the color of your skin, you get treated differently in different places here. It's it's really sad. I feel like it should be equal. We shouldn't be treating people based on things that they can't change, you know? I must have met you, but wish I had met you sooner. Aww. That's really sweet. That's like investing. I wish I invested sooner too. But it's never too late to start now. Yeah. Man. Sometimes I think it's easy to fall into despair because of what we see in the media, because of how just effed up our world is, and how doomed it is, to be honest. Like how we're ruining our own ecosystems and how things are just going wrong all the time. Terrible people exist everywhere. Accidents happen every day. Awful things happen all the time. So it's very easy to fall into despair. But good things also go on that sometimes doesn't get reported, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Talking about life is hard, guys. I don't really know what else to say, if I'm being honest. My mouth is moving, but I don't know what's coming out of it. Amy's investment, what did I come back to? Dude, I was so sad because I booted up Monster Hunter Wilds and I just put it like on mute at the back of my stream and it crashed my stream. I think I really need to upgrade my CPU if I want to stream Monster Hunter Wilds with my VTuber model. I probably can with my PNG tuber. But I upgraded the wrong thing, dude. I upgraded my RAM, but I think I should have upgraded my CPU first. Oh man. Oh yeah, the unprecedented thing that happened was the glass of my PC breaking. I don't know if I showed you guys. I know I showed Twitter. But oh my god, it was so scary. The glass of my PC broke when my husband tried to help me to replace the RAM sticks and just give it a little clean the other day, and it was terrifying. It wasn't the other day, it was a couple weeks ago, but still fresh in my mind, you know? Where is it? Let me try to find it. I have the pictures somewhere. But where? Where is it? Doko. Doko Shishan. There it is. Got it. Ta-da! My PC case shattered. Thankfully, Chewy got away with just a couple of scratches, like surface cuts. One was a bit deeper, but it healed up already. It just he shifted it a little to move it out of the way so he could change some of the stuff, and then it just shattered in his hands. I'm not going on Twitter. I tried it, but I got called a slur. Oh no. Twitter is definitely a place not for the faint-hearted, I feel, because so many half-baked opinions are there, and I give my half-baked opinions too, okay? Not to be a hypocrite. I know that I put out my opinions sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't matter. However, whether I let it affect me or not is a whole different thing. Sometimes I just say stuff, and I don't really care how people respond to it. However, if you care a lot about what other people think and what other people say about you, Twitter is not for the faint-hearted. The game is a very stuttery mess. TBH, you may short of having a really good CPU and GPU streaming, it might be unstable. Yeah, so I might try it, but I also feel... Wait, you know what? Let's do a little market research now, chat. So what I like to do is go on twitch.tv and see how popular a game is. I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter right now is one of the most popular games because I see everybody playing it. So let's see just how many people are playing it, shall we? Okay. Twitch is a platform where digital media ethics are out through the window and reading comprehension. Don't even get me started. That's a lot of rows of people playing Monster Hunter Wilds. And this is how I feel like when it's so saturated, if you're not in the first few like viewer range, people are gonna have to scroll far to see you. And I'm seeing a lot of huge streamers playing it right now. Like, okay, let's go from viewership. high to low. We've got 20k as the first one. We have we're down almost 2 scrolls worth and we're still in the 1k. We're scrolling down some more. That's about the 500s. Scrolling down some more. We're in the 300s. Viewers. Going down some more. We're not even in the 100s yet, chat. If I stream Monster Hunter Wilds, I'm gonna get buried. I know it's usually sorted for recommended for you, but some people just want to see the one with more viewers because it's what do you call it? It's like how to say. Wow, we're not even done. There's so many streams. It will be different for everyone though, yeah. I think it's worth giving it a shot and just still trying it. But if there's anyone looking for per viewers, oh, we are far down. I can't even load so many streams. And we're still in the 60. We're never gonna make it, chat. Don't ask me, eh? 5 hit times streams this Monster Hunter but category with different Monster Hunter. Some people would rather go to the lower viewer counts. Oh, you can sort it out by there as well. Okay, we're finally in the 40 range. That's more of our range, yeah? Oh my gosh, there's so many people streaming it now. It must be so fun. No wonder the servers are full. Ah, I think the Twitch page is stuck. I can't scroll. It's day one. Almost everyone in my following was streaming Monster Hunter. So it's like, where do you decide to go, right? There are numbers that are single digit streaming too. I wouldn't be surprised. It's so popular. Holy crap. We've scrolled down so much and we're still not at the end. We're still in the 20 viewer range, which is the top 1%. Believe it or not. Top 1% of Twitch has about 20 viewers. So we're in the top 1% already. Which is crazy to think about, right? Like how streaming has grown so much. Patty Bear, hey! Man, I really want to play Monster Hunter, but you know what? I think I'll end up just playing it on Discord. We could make it more of a community bonding thing. We're better than the top 1%. Ah! Oh man. Another thing though that I want to emphasize, but that I'm also struggling to learn is not letting the numbers define you as a content creator. I think anyone who wants to do this seriously it's going to be hard not to care about the numbers, and I'm not saying you shouldn't care about it. I'm just saying don't let it define you as a content creator. Because two brands, two things that you want to partner with and all that, they all look at statistics that I cannot deny. People with higher viewership, people with higher followings are gonna have more opportunities, and you want that if you want to take this seriously. But for your mental health and just so that you continue the grind without feeling discouraged, sometimes you just don't have to look at the numbers. I'm gonna be honest, I've just been trying to be consistent now because the things that pop off on Instagram, on YouTube, on whatever, are so hard to it's really hard for me to pinpoint exactly what's gonna pop off. You know what I mean? I don't have a niche personally as a variety streamer, so the things I post are kind of random sometimes. So I never know what's going to make it through the algorithm and get pushed by it. But as long as you are constantly posting, something one day will probably catch wind if it's good stuff. So just keep going. That'd be a great time to turn your Lenovo Legion into a streaming device. I have my ROG Ally X. Do you think I could play it on that? Oh, my abs are hurting. You know what I need? I need to stand up. Guys, I'm gonna stand up. My thighs, my butt, and my abs are hurting so much because I have not been consistent exercising. That when I worked out yesterday, I'm bro was so I'm just achy breaky all over that. No need to tell us that you have steel abs. What is it about Monster Hunter that's so popular? Oh god, it's stuck. My Twitch is stuck. I can't even. It's a very long running franchise already. with a huge fan base. Huge fan base. I think it's been about 3 years since the last game. Has it been about 3 years? I don't know. Crap, it's stuck. I have to like turn off the. Anyway. But I think what is appealing about Monster Hunter Wilds for me is that I think it's really okay. So make your ROG your streaming device and your current PC the gaming one. It's a very long running series and it has a big fan base, as well as it being I think it was advertised to be a lot more friendly to new players, and because of the popularity of open world games now, I think it has a leg up because of that, because it's also I think World was also open world, but it wasn't as vast with so many ecosystems. I don't know. I never played the rest of the Monster Hunter games. That's just the impression I got, okay? It's been 4 years since the last game. Oh, dang. A lot of streamers on Wilds. It's like Wild Season. Yeah, exactly. It's a popular game right now. So, of course, I'm going to be jumping on it. However, I think I might be playing it more offline. So, if you want to join us and hunt in my Discord, join me here. Hello, Hime. How are you doing today? Honestly, not great. But it's okay. I'm starting stuff out on my own, and we're just, you know, chilling. Neurodivergent anime fences. I found Hime through one of those freaky YouTube shorts. I think I have another community member who found me through my TikToks as well. You never know what's gonna reach out to the audience and just touch them. And oh, let's not say it like that. You never know what in your algorithm is going to resonate with the people on the internet. So you may even gain yourself a regular if you just keep posting. That's why I do it. Hello everyone. Hi Death. How are you? I'm not great, but we're still here, so I'ma still try. It's what people like in the gaming open world with no bullshit, and it respects your time. What do you mean by it respects your time? No, I'm just curious. I'm not saying that it doesn't. I just haven't played the game. If they reach you on social media, they need to touch grass. Eh? Why? Wait, then how did you find me? Doing good, just finished moving to a new place. Congratulations! How did I find you, Hime? I think it was probably through Min and Kat. Because you knew them a lot longer, so when we became when we became a group, then you probably followed me through them, I think. On National Day? No way! Were we singing National Day songs? Oh man. Hime is the first few streamers I watched on Twitch. Really, Theo? I didn't know that. That's a huge honor. Thank you. I found you on the homepage? I was on the homepage? Thanks, Twitch. I didn't even get any slots on the homepage. I guess I was just one of the recommended. But hey, it's nice that you're here now, Lance. Happy to have you. Damn, they out here pushing me. Sheesh. Push me more, Twitch. Push me more. Push me more. Hime was my first streamer too. Damon, the Hear Me Out cake. Oh no, you knew me through that. Oh, it was a true transition from the Hear Me Out cake to this wholesome stream, huh? Aw, man. Hear Me Out cake is very chaotic. Yes, it is, but it was so much fun. It was so fun. I'm still compiling the highlights so that we can make a YouTube video out of it, but I don't even know if I want to make it because it reflects badly on me. We need a chat edition next. What? Oh man, if you guys could have a community Hear Me Out cake, and no way. Basically, it's not Genshin. It doesn't do stupid microtransactions. It still has a sense of wonder and doesn't treat you like an idiot, I guess. Okay. I guess I know what you mean. I guess I will know more about what you mean when we get there. Let's go on this page, as it's Tubby Hime. Tubby Hime, so your childhood is adorable. I know. I was a cute little baby. I can't even deny, like, I want to protect myself in this photo. I hope my kid is as cute as me. Or cuter, but at least as cute as me, damn it. The Hear Me Out cake was the best piece of media I ever saw. No! It was so chaotic. Honestly, it shouldn't have been a 2-hour stream. That Hear Me Out cake should have been capped at 1 hour. But I guess it only got good, like, in the later half, right? I'm really honored, Damon and Theo, that you guys are that I was one of your first streamers. Thank you! And thank you for sticking around. Holy! You guys have been around for a bit. I appreciate it so much. That's because I'm Singaporean. Yeah, I appeal to the Singaporean audience. My husband was asking me the other day whether I wanted to try putting the USA tag on my stream, but I told him I think it would be a little misleading. I don't know. Should I put the America tag on my stream? I don't know if it will help with reach. Do they actually screen it, or are they just like, huh, okay, she's gonna pretend that she's in the USA? Well, let her. I don't know. Can I get a Malawi? Malawi. Malawi. Oh man. I said that the first time I said that in front of my mom and dad, my mom told me, "Don't say that because Walawi means my father, so you are cursing at your father." And I was like, "But mommy, you say Walawi." And isn't that Akong? that was one of the milder so-called curse words. They take "oh my god" more seriously than that, but they're very Christian. So when I say "oh my god," they're like, "Don't use the Lord's name in vain." They're one of those people, which is fine. I love my mom and dad. Around them, I try not to say it, but I also don't think that's what they meant when they said "don't use the Lord's name in vain." Putting Arthur on your Himio cake is diabolical. Why? Igama Tori was in my chat. He can vouch. Arthur is literally just my husband, just a little boy in glasses, you know, who's a bit of a smart ass. I just like nice guys. What can I say? I'm Brazilian though. Yeah, I'm not sure how the algorithm pushes out my content, but I'm glad that you're here nonetheless. Thank you for sticking around. Gonna catch up with the Hear Me Out cake litter. No, it's so shameful, honestly. I said some really out of pocket things there. We were all shaming Catatir for her preferences so much. I swear to God, it's using them. Okay. True? I'm glad I caught you by chance. Yeah, me too, Radish Bear. Small world. Sometimes I wonder if I put VT at the back of my name, whether people will recognize me more. I think I found you the recommended page. I think because you already view like some people that I follow who follow me back, like my mutuals. So probably because of that, then it slowly just led you to me. No Cosmo from Fairy Odd Parents season 7 episode 1 what an L cake. Hello? What do you mean? Oh man, we were well as I was saying, we were making fun of Kochi for her. You know what? Let me just show it on stream for those of you who don't know what the heck I'm talking about. I posted it. I posted it right here. Right on here. Oh, by the way, I have merch. Hey, we just launched this a while back. I'm gonna be having a group order for those of you in Singapore, so stay tuned for that. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Very cursed post. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. Let me try to make it bigger. But yeah, we were making fun of Kochi's cake because all of her Hear Me Outs were just like conventionally hot Japanese men who played characters that she liked. And we're like, girl, when are we gonna get to the freaky stuff? And that's when she started bringing out the Monster Hunter monsters, the FF monsters. And we're like, okay, we get it. You would bang a dragon and or various monsters. It's understandable, I guess. I just keep things more, you know, logistically sizable, if that makes sense. We need a poster review. No! As merch, that's crazy. That's too much copyrighted material for us to get any sort of clearance to sell. I want your jacket, but I can't afford it at the moment, so I'll get your shirt. No worries. No, I'm gonna try to do a group order where we share the mailing costs. Clank, clank, clank. Clank and clank is so real, though. I have Clippy on there and Flo. I can understand some of the clank, clank, clanks. I feel like the one with the most clank, clanks was probably Kochi. She had Gundams in there. Hear me out, Uncle. Who's that? I don't know who that is. I'm at my family beach house right now. That sounds lovely. Are you guys on holiday? I had a dream. Y'all had a dream of... What? It was what? What? What are you talking about, Bob? Huh? That's crazy. That's crazy. I think it's squish, 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 squish. What? What are we talking about now? Oh god. I think Min's craziest one was probably the Mishra man. I love you and you love me, baby. I feel like mine are mostly understandable, but I'm the one attracted to them, so of course I would think that. Like, hey, Nick Wilde, pretty basic. Death, pretty basic. Hot wolves, hot foxes, pretty basic. A cult sensation moment. Ah! Mishra is cute. Mishra is cute. There's an octopus monster, so maybe it's Kochi's taste. I'll have to get clearance on her for that. I can't speak on her behalf, but I think she would. I mean, tentacles can be sexy. It's a like ancient tag, you know what I mean? Tentacles. The just whole removal of the man in the whole transaction is attractive. Because sometimes you just don't want to do it with men. Right? I don't know about how many of you are people who prefer receiving. but just taking out a lot of the... Okay, I don't know how to explain it, but when it comes to women, I think, and I use that term broadly, women, we like not having the man aspect of the transaction sometimes. Sometimes you just want to feel that. Like, sometimes it's more of the sensation than the transaction, because when a man is involved, it's kind of ick. I don't know how to explain it. You mean like a breeding fetish? Fetish? Why did I say it like that? Fetish. Oh, I can't believe you have a breeding fetish. I think it's common, but I don't really know how it plays out in real life because I personally don't. I'm not really into that. In fact, I don't know if this is a TMI, but you guys know that I'm a married woman who's had intimacy, right? A long time ago, I was dating a guy who had said fetish, and I didn't know until he started saying things like, "Yeah, you want to start a family mid-act?" And I whipped my head around in shock because I didn't know this was a serious thing. And I was like, "What? I'm not in this to have a kid." And it ruined the moment. I was like, how, what are we? Are you feeling some sort of way? Because I think I need to agree to this arrangement if said arrangement is such a desire. What? Okay, I don't think I know about that particular episode, Lance. Oh god. Even was like, fetish, what's the fancy font? Yeah, fetish. I do think that this topic is something we should discuss more, not as a community, but just as a society, because I think it's still quite taboo in some parts of the world. At least when I was growing up, I felt like this topic was so taboo, so out of discussion. But there's also a scale. There's also a scale. You know, there is the, oh no, taboo, don't even talk about it. And then there's the, let's give out free condoms to everybody and encourage people to bang. That's also not really where I'm veering towards. Like, positivity but not recklessness is where I think is a good line to draw when it comes to the topic of sex. Okay? Positivity but not recklessness. Hi, Idril! Thank you so much for the raid. You came in on an interesting time. This is our Hear Me Out cake. We're talking about bang, 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 if you know what I mean. Man. I need to drink more water. A hammer person. I like do a big bang and then what? The bangarang, exactly. Whatever other, the birds and the bees. The hanky-panky, as they say. What other funny innuendos do we have for the act? Coitus, which is the formal term, I think. Funny word, by the way. Love the word coitus. It's so funny. Coitus. 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 With a little pinky up. Yeah. Don't forget to reload the count Has a view for long. Hey, yeah. I see no cake. Huh? What do you mean? Raises hand sheepishly. Yeah. Wait, what? Wait. Should you? Huh? I think first fertility rate was below 1 the last time I checked. Yeah, we're not having enough babies to replace ourselves. No, not at all. Not the yoinky spoinky. You're a divergent anime fan, please. The blank cake. What do you mean the blank cake? But yeah, Singaporeans, it's not that we're not having sex, we're just not having babies. Because you can choose to prevent that from happening. So it's pretty expensive having a kid in Singapore. Someone in our parliament once said you don't need a lot of room to have sex. But the problem lies in needing space to raise children. It's a totally different thing. Having the child or making the child, different. Pregnancy fatiguous. I need to stop saying it like that. Fatiguous. If you're looking at the more sensitive chapters of a complete encyclopedia. Huh? Cute HDB staircase? Nah! Handicap toilets? Ah! Y'all nest. Maybe I wanna ask, but maybe too degen. Well, with my awful hear me out cake and Animal Crossing in the background, what could be better? Interesting topic, I know. Hi, Milk. Welcome in. I volunteer as tribute to solve the problem. That's problematic in and of itself. I once saw a documentary on a guy who was kind of like addicted to making more kids. So he was like an active donor, you know, and then he has like 400 children that he's fathered through surrogates and people who want to have kids. Like, I think, I don't know, is that like a life's calling or something? That's just crazy in my opinion. So many people be flapping, true. Who wants to get pregnant in May 2024? I think a lot of people are still wanting kids, just not very early. Bonk is informal British English for the word thing. Really? Minister of Small Space Joe too. Oh man. Classic politics in Singapore. New generation children are very what? Like they are being less and less disciplined and more spoiled. I think that's what every parent says about the next generation though. Just because quality of life improves and we are more aware of things happening around us, we're more woke. That all of a sudden we're more spoiled and expect better for ourselves, which I think is not wrong. But I will say that I do see different mindsets. Parents are forgetting they are parents. I agree. Yeah, with the introduction of technology and all that, technology is not to sound like a baby boomer, but some tech and some media are ruining kids. For real. Cocomelon should be illegal, in my opinion. Children should not be given tablets. They should be at least minimum given something with buttons. Because they are coming to schools not knowing how to throw a ball or run properly. Because they just don't have the motor skills to do that. Because they've been raised on iPads. It's crazy. Some tech are ruining parents even. Yeah, tech is something that is very useful and very helpful in our day-to-day lives. But you need to still take care of what you have to take care for, you know? Do your exercise and all that. Don't get glued to the television all day. Cocomelon was made by... Yeah, it's crazy. I think Cocomelon should be illegal. I really do. I really do. I'm a kid. My kids. Oh man, Razor. Bob is informal. Boff? Bonk and Boff? The birds and the bees, the bonks and the boffs. So much so they can ruin future children. Oof. But it works both ways, don't you think? Like, I think with the introduction of technology, a lot of like parenting resources are more available now. But the downsides are certainly that we have to be careful about too. We need more VTubers talking about this kind of stuff. I'm not actively talking about it. This just so happens to be, what do you call it? A just chatting stream. So we're just chatting. This is the kind of thing I would talk to my friends about. The number of people I see addicted to their phones while their children are addicted tablets is sad. That's very true. That's very true. We need more VTubers talk about this kind of stuff. Bullseye Bob says some tech needs to be restricted. Take away the joystick from parents and take away the phones and tablets from babies. Or at minimum, give them a DS or something where they can hold the pen and press the buttons. You know, have some motor skills develop. Make Bluey great again. I think Bluey is one of the better cartoons, if I'm being honest. I'm just curious if everyone here, I want to share, what was your first fetish that awakened in you? I don't even know if I have one. I have things that I'm attracted to, but I don't have specific things I need in a transaction or in a piece of media to get me off. Does that make sense? I don't think I have a particular fetish. Fetish. Feet was my first. I think feet is a pretty common one. I haven't encountered a lot of people who are open about it, at least in my own circles, apart from Bob. But yeah. I'm gonna force them to watch Teletubbies and High Five. I feel like I'm gonna just turn off the Nico Nico here so that people don't see the word fetish like flying across the screen in every 5 seconds. God. Swive. Are you looking this up as we go along, Theo? Swive. I'm learning so much today. The fruit of labor isn't the journey, but people think so. The fruit of labor... What are we? What are we on? Sorry. Lance said, if I become a parent, I hit them from time to time. Okay, Lance, but when you say that, I'll hit them from time to time if they piss me off to the point I can't take it anymore. That's a you problem. That's your failure to manage and regulate your emotions that causes you to want to hit the kid. It's not because the kid did anything necessarily to deserve that. So it's a little different when you phrase it like that. Looking at a thesaurus, oh god. Razor says, I'm gonna force them to watch Teletubbies and High Five. Disney movies, Little Mermaids. Ginger says, my kid will not watch YouTube. They will use a laptop that I personally curate shows for them to watch. Dang. Lance, we're not here to shame people for what they're into. We're not gonna yuck on people's yum unless it's harmful to others. Oh, I accidentally banned him. I just wanted to delete your message. Oops. I'm sorry. Some people would have banned you for that comment, but I apologize. Oops. It was accidental. It's the delete and the ban buttons are pretty close to each other. My bad, my bad. Welcome back. My mom swore over Old Sesame Street. I do like Old Sesame Street. Did he make fun of feet lovers? He said feet are gross. All of I almost said all of us have feet, but I realize now not everyone might have feet. So most of us know what it's like to have 2 feet. If you keep your feet clean, it's fine. I'm not personally into it, but I'm not here to yuck on people's yum if it's not harming anybody. I'll just read a lot in front of them. That's really sweet. Not gonna lie, I would be okay with my kids watching you. Really? Why? I feel like, okay, I started off a lot more family friendly when I was a younger streamer, and because I showed my face, I was a lot more aware of how digital footprint, you know? However, I have actually been wondering whether I should get back to being family friendly, but I also don't want to stop talking about mature topics. I think that if it's discussed in a respectful way, it's okay. Hi from YouTube! Hello, Aquis! Nice to see you on YouTube. By the way, guys, in case you get hit by an ad, you can hop over to YouTube. I don't judge people as fetishes as long as... Fetishes! God damn, I have to stop pronouncing it like that. Nobody says that way. As long as they know they can keep separate from real life and no harm, they know what they're doing. I agree with Patch here. I think when it comes to fantasy and fiction, separating real life and what harms people and not, you gotta be careful about that. But if you have certain fetishes that are problematic, you might want to look into it because it might be the root of a deeper problem. Most, I think, are just preferences and harmless. Some, problematic. You may say, fetish the right way challenge. God damn. Yumi doesn't say so. I think for the most part, my say-so-ness, my wholesomeness comes in how I try to respect everybody. who comes into my streams. I try to be open to everyone's opinions and welcome a safe space to discuss certain things. That's how I think the Seiso. I'm just a facilitator for a lot of conversations that hopefully go well, but where there needs to be a line drawn, there needs to be a line drawn. So that's why I prefer fetishes that are too fantastic they can't happen in real life. Interesting. Like Transformers? Or ghosts? I don't know. Also, Hime and Seiso Hime at the same time. What? What do you mean? Yeah, I'm gonna take away the baby photos because it just doesn't feel right to speak of those unspeakable things in front of younger me. Hey, it's me, hi! Oh, that's interesting, Bob. That's crazy, too. At a phase where I wanted to befriend a ghost. Oh. No, not Optimusy! God. I don't want to scare you, Hime. Who is your first cartoon crush? Good question. Who was my first cartoon crush? It's Hime. Oh. After all you've gone through, you're still you. My first crush on television? Probably Nathan from High Five. I don't remember mine. I don't really remember. I think it was Nathan from High Five. A human. No worries, no. Sorry, I was checking my emails for a sec. Even though you said Big Bird. Well, yeah, I think Big Bird is a nice guy. Nathan's on there too, if you did not notice. He's also on my Hear Me Out cake. Which year of High Five? The first generation of High Five. He was just so, enthusiastic about everything they were doing. I was like, yeah, good vibes, Nate, yeah. Finally, mine was, I think, Marin Hawk from Gundam Seed. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen that character, but I don't watch Gundam. Merin. Oh, she's cute. She's cute. Okay, I have a crush on Toru. I figured that out. Hi, Ray. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. I don't remember. Fair enough. Childhood crushes. I had a lot of childhood crushes. I think the strongest one was probably Drew from Pokemon. And Kirihiko from Hasumin. Bit of a niche, like, children's anime. I just thought he was really cool. I just really like cool green-haired anime boys. I don't know. Something about them. Rarity from My Little Pony. Oh. You're pretty young then. My Little Pony, like the modern one? What do you mean figured it out? You mentioned Toru a couple times on my streams already. Vaughn says, Jasmine from Deltora Quest. Who's that? Oh, she's cute. Oh, she's cute. You know what? Kamina is totally understandable. I'm only 20. Oh. The old one, the 2010s? Ah, okay. I see. Yeah, that makes a difference, because the modern one is recent. I knew Hime would understand. Kamina, yes! Of course. I have a lot of fictional crushes. I don't think I had any that were so strong that I wanted to marry them. I always had crushes on real life boys that were stronger. Almost a tank engine? No way. I hate the modern MLP. Why? Just because I like Uma Musume doesn't mean I watch My Little Pony. Some of my friends joke about that. Why not? If I'm being honest, My Little Pony is an awesome cartoon. I loved it. I watched it when I was in my teens or late teens, and I genuinely thought it was a really good show. Genuinely. It's got great plot. It's got great characters. with good dynamics. Like it's very well written, at least up to season 5, and then I didn't follow it after that. So don't quote me on that. I only know up to season 4. Or like the end of season 4. Watch it when I was in lower primary. Oh. Oh, okay. Hold on. I have to. Which verse? Oh my goodness. I did watch, but I don't know why I didn't remember. Ah. Okay, we're back. Hi, hi. I prefer Wings Club. Oh, Wings Club is great. I liked Wings Club. I never got to watch Witch. But everyone had a crush on Shigo. For real, Shigo is very attractive. I also really like Jinx from Teen Titans, but I like Robin and Beast Boy. Season 5 was cursed because of how they introduced Flutterheart? Flutterheart? Flutterheart MLP. Who's that? Oh, okay. Princess Cadence and Shining Armor Skid. Cute. He goes. Thank you for the first time chat. I don't know what you're saying, but it seems interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of people who disagree with you, Lance, but I'm going to say that Shigo is one of the more popular ones for sure. If you dislike her because she's overrated, then okay. Starting to like Transformation was my starting because I really, really liked the Magical Girls and the Toku series. That can be a fetish, really? I didn't know. Transformation? Dang. Bro, too. I don't know what that means. Boop boop. Yukatara loved a lot of the people there. Ah. Isn't that the Egyptian god for... Google time. Oh! Oh yeah, it is the Egyptian goddess of fertility, the harvest, and nourishment. Oh, thank you. I mean, I got a lot of blessings during Chinese New Year already because everyone was wishing me, oh, 早生贵子, ha ha ha. Which means early be blessed with baby because I got married 2 years ago. And it's okay. It's okay. There is? That's crazy, Patch. It's okay, Lance. You don't have to try and moderate my chat. It's fine. Don't want to jump back and forth. It's okay. Do you want to be blessed with a baby, though? I think it's good if I could have a baby, but I've never tried for one, so I don't even know if I'm optimally created to house a baby. You know what I mean? Because you never know. You really never know. A lot of my colleagues have have started to want children, maybe in their mid 30s or their early 30s or late 20s, and then they discover that they or their partner are not really in the best condition to conceive. So they go through various treatments in order to conceive. It's like just because you want a baby doesn't mean you will get a baby. You know what I mean? You don't have the oven ready basically, but that's not really about the oven being ready. Sometimes the oven is just not optimal, and that's okay. If that really were the case, I would just take it as I'm not meant to have a child easily and go about my life. Little Hime, I think it would be nice though to have a kid eventually. And more than one. If I have one, I'm gonna have more than that. Even with cats. The moment I have one, I had another one. Because I don't really want them to grow up just with me and my husband. Sometimes it's a toe, yeah, who knows? Sometimes it is very unexpected. That can be true as well. I had a crush on Fluttershy Ultra. I mean, Fluttershy is a very cute character. I get. Time for a new oven. Sometimes it is very unexpected. Yeah, for sure. So, really, really depends. I would be happy if I wanted a baby one day, or I wanted to have a child with my husband, and we would be able to conceive. But if we don't get to, then that's also... that's just life. Hatch says, my friend's wife is pregnant, but her workplace is asked they use her probation to quickly fire her. She let them know that she was pregnant early on. Man. But still, that's messed up. Ducky says, the meme of he needs a friend. What if he gets bored? Just play it in my brain. There's a meme of that? Love says, I had a crush on Stocking, I remember. Miku. Those are pretty typical, I think. My friend was backtracking from when I was born to know when the day was done. I think a lot of people do that. But if you're born sometime in November, you know. The occasion was somewhere around Valentine's Day. I think someone gossiped and told the higher-ups. Why would they do that? That's so shitty of them. Typical indeed. Probably why I forgot. Probably. I was born in October. October is what, New Year, baby? First month. Time to conceive. Woo! Oh, Twilight Sparkles baby breath. Wait, that was a boy? Oops, I shouldn't have assumed from their color. I like my month too. More chances of ang paos. She says, I can't remember if I had cartoon crushes, but I certainly wanted a romance that I saw in cartoons. I get that. I get that. Yeah. I remember. Who was it? Okay, Maid Sama is set unrealistic expectations for me, but Usui is perfect. Okay? No one can argue against that. He was perfect. A little creepily so, but yeah. Nice, my day is 19 and you're 95. Why did I say it like that? Oh no! Were you born in September? I was watching a comedian recently. I think his name is Jack Whitehall. And he was saying that his baby was due somewhere between the 10th of September and 11th. No. Between the 8th of September and the... Oh wait, yeah. 10th of September and 12th of September. Ah! Your 95 is not that old. Yeah, it's not. Not at all. Bingo, I'm born in September. And to be born on the same day as a tragedy, whether recent or old. Pick W. Not old, but southern. Southern. Oh, it's time already, guys. I have to end soon. I got so caught up with chatting with you guys that I didn't even realize that my stream time was up. You said it in a southern accent. Yeah. My brother was born on the 10th. Oh, close shave. Sheesh. My younger brother was born on the 27th of February on a leap year, so he was almost born on the 28th. He just wants to play Wilds, not gonna lie. Yeah, I want to get into my character creation and stuff. I'll probably be in the Discord after this, but let me just rest a while. And if I end up passing out until next morning, I'm sorry. That's what happened yesterday. I was like, yeah, I want to rest. I'm going to nap, and then I'm going to play Wild and at least create my character. I slept at 10:30. I woke up at 12 to my husband turning off the lights and snuggling into bed. And I was like, wait, I wanted to play. And he's like, what? But you were sleeping so soundly. I was like, I wanted to play. And then I cried and then went to... That would have been so funny. He would be young for years. It would be like a chibi vampire. I know, but that's not really how aging works. The leap year is until Feb 29th. Wait, really? Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, you're right. I must have misremembered his birthday then. Whoops. Wait, let me look it up. Ah, okay. Ah, it was not a... Wait. Ah, it was not a leap year. Okay, my bad. I always thought that if he was... Forgot your own brother's birthday? Yup. My bad. On paper... Witty? That's crazy. Vampire gene. We're old on the inside, but young on the outside. That's why I still look like how I showed you in my pictures. Same. Nothing has changed. Brother's birthday is 4 years. 4 years. Why did I say it like that? 4 days before mine. Ah. Different year, right? I always knew I'm a hag on the inside. Please. A hag. I was born a hag. I'm but a little old lady. But a little old lady. Ah, you guys might. Yeah. Ah, hey, bunny. No worries. Thank you so much for the 7 months. Much appreciated. I heard my friend got dogs. That's awful. Oh my god. I had parents call me uncle. I've had parents call me auntie too. But you know, the moment they most of the time it's but sometimes they just don't know how old you are, so they just assume like, huh, if you're working, you're probably Therefore, I am auntie by default. Shopping for a cake. No way. Someone said I was my mother's husband. Ah! That's awkward. Oh man. I'm good though, Ali. Thank you for asking. I'm gonna sing a couple songs before we end. I don't know how to tell it to you. I just feel in the thing. Hi, Lisa Fleur Adams. Oh no, I'm sorry. You came in right as I was about to change the category. But I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy. Because we only had about 2 hours of karaoke today. And I felt like it was not enough. So I'm going to be ending on the YouTube side so that it doesn't record the song part. But yeah, if you guys want to tune in from YouTube to Twitch, here's my Twitch. I'm going to be ending on the YouTube end. I don't know if I should restart though. Yeah, I'll be on Twitch. See you. Mwah.